Hey there, Jessica. How are things going between you and your boyfriend Navi these days? Are you guys out of the honeymoon phase yet?
What do you mean? Why do you ask?
Oh, no reason, I was just wondering. I've always thought you two looked more like student and tutor rather than boyfriend and girlfriend, you know. It just dawned on me the other day that you two have been together almost a year already, and it surprised me.
What do you mean we don't look like boyfriend and girlfriend?
Oh, stop it, you know what I mean. It's not like you never noticed, Jessie. I mean, look at you two. He's way out of your league. Navi is so drop-dead gorgeous. And I'm not just talking about his looks, his background too. Doesn't his family own like 5 Subway restaurants? Plus, Navi is a university-educated man, hailing from a family of doctors and successful business gurus. Whereas you barely got out of high school because you were too busy wallowing in your parents' divorce. I mean, there's not even a discussion, right? So naturally, you can imagine my shock when I heard you two were planning on something special for your 1-year anniversary. You must have him under some spell, huh?
I don't think you're the one to tell me these things, Andrea. And do I need to remind you why I barely graduated high school? It was because you and Dad kept pestering me to get a job instead of wasting my time with college applications. Not because I was wallowing in my parents' divorce. Which, by the way, was all your fault, wasn't it, Andrea? If it weren't for you and your home-wrecking schemes, my dad would never have had to leave my mom. How dare you leave out these very important details and just paint me as a worthless child of divorce? Do you know how many nights I cried myself to sleep after you moved in and kicked out my mom and sister?
Oh, please, stop being a whiny baby. That was ages ago already. Do you think I liked having you around? I had to let you stay because your dad told me he couldn't live without both his girls. He chose you because your little sister still needed to breastfeed. I took care of you, didn't I? I fed you, clothed you, and drove you to all your pointless lessons, didn't I? Seriously, who takes baton twirling lessons? Anywho, this little fun chat took a turn, huh? All I meant to say was that you're one lucky gal for scoring such a stud like Navi. You didn't have to twist my words, Jessie. I have your best interests at heart.
Well, no, that's not true at all, is it? And this isn't the first time you try to gaslight me into thinking your insults were actually for my benefit. Not to mention, and this is pretty gross by the way, how jealous you get whenever I'm getting ready for a date with Navi. Did you think I hadn't noticed? How you linger in my doorway, offering unwanted advice on what I'm wearing, or how I do my makeup or my hair. Like you're the one to tell me what the newest fashion trend is. So what is it? Are you seriously jealous of me? Are you jealous of your stepdaughter? Why? Because she's about to get married to an age-appropriate eligible bachelor?
Oh, honey, you sure do entertain yourself, don't you? Why would I be jealous of a pipsqueak like you?
Nice try. My dad told me about how you came crying to him after your weekly visit to the psychic. Apparently the psychic told you that if Navi and I were to marry each other, one of us would meet an untimely death. So you came bawling your eyes out and told my dad he needs to put a stop to this marriage. Even my dad was taken aback by your unusual display of motherly affection. I doubt even he bought it. Honestly, Andrea, act your age, will you? Or I have no choice but to think you have a crush on my boyfriend.
What?
I mean, it makes sense, right? Given how you first came into this family. Taking someone else's lover is your talent, isn't it?
You are one crazy tramp.
You're right. It is a crazy, preposterous idea. It would be one thing for you to be jealous of me for living my best life with the best boyfriend in the world, and a whole other story if you were actually having a crush on a boy almost 20 years your junior. That is laughable. Oh my word, it's embarrassing, but so funny.
Are you laughing at me right now? Do you think that is wise? Ha! You're in for a rude awakening. I wasn't going to tell you yet because I didn't think it was the right time, but it looks like telling you would be the kindest thing to do right now. What with you not knowing your place, making fun of me? I am pregnant, Jess. That's right. Who's laughing at who now?
You're what? Oh, gross. My dad is 55 years old. How is that even possible? And am I supposed to have another baby sister or brother at age 27?
Your father's age has nothing to do with his chest. Grow up. I'm still in my 30s, and I'm still very much fertile. And don't you go assuming this baby is your father's either. That's disrespectful.
What is that supposed to mean? Oh, Christ, did you cheat on my dad? Again? Why are you still here then? Why don't you just leave us and let us be?
Shut up and listen, you little missy. I'm the grown-up and I'm talking. You know how I hate to beat around the bush, yeah? So here it is. I am pregnant with Navi's child.
Oh my God! You are absolutely mental. You, a 39-year-old former stripper, are carrying 27-year-old Navi's baby? Navi, who's not just anyone but your stepdaughter's boyfriend of 1 year? Can I screenshot this and post it somewhere? I need to share this laugh, oh man.
You claim to be so woke, but you really aren't, are you, Jessica? In this day and age, who cares how old I am and how old he is? And if it did matter, why would a young man in his prime choose me over you to begin with? Did your 26 years teach you anything? Love comes from the heart, not age or race or upbringing. Love is like a river, flowing freely wherever it wants to go.
Are you serious? This is not some kind of a sick joke. Does Navi know this?
You're the first person I told. I wanted to wait until the second trimester, but oh well. I will tell him soon. Like you said, I will leave your father once and for all and settle down with Navi as soon as I can.
And you know that Navi will be anything other than dumbfounded and disgusted. How exactly?
He has told me, on more than one occasion, that he loves how comfortable he is with me. Must have something to do with me being a warm, motherly person. I'm confident Navi will be pleased to hear about the pregnancy. I trust him.
Then what about my dad? Didn't you bulldoze your way into our family because your love for him was so untamable you thought you wouldn't survive without him?
Untamable love. Your dad was nothing but a stepping stone. Nothing more, nothing less. Besides, who's to say that he who once abandoned his wife for me won't do the same to me?
Exactly. Who's to say Navi won't betray you again somewhere down the road, just like he supposedly is betraying me for you now?
Navi's different. Don't you dare round up my Navi with the rest of the filthy men you might have known.
Your Navi. Wow. I think I'm really going to puke now. You're talking about your daughter's boyfriend?
Some daughter you are. You never once called me Mom, and whenever it suits you, I am Mom. I am Andrea when you want to pretend I'm a stranger, but when you need my position to be a focal point, you play the daughter card. You're nothing but a rotten witch.
Did you just call me a witch?
I sure did. You've been nothing but hostile and resentful towards me. Everything that's happened to you or your father, you've placed the blame on me. Every last bit of it. Your mom had no fault here, does she? She did everything right, but somehow your dad was tricked and manipulated into running away with me, did he? It was entirely my fault that your tight-knit family broke apart at the smallest nudge. What a tantrum you've thrown. I'm so sick and tired of it. Oh, you just must be so green with envy to see me getting all your man's attention. What does that say about yourself, though? First, your father chooses me over your mom and your sister, and your own happiness. Then your boyfriend, who everyone knows you've been trying to get to put a ring on your finger, to go and notice me. I mean, you've been trying for a whole year, but nothing. Then he sleeps with me one time, and bam, I'm pregnant with his baby. This is a pairing that was meant to be. For your own sake, stop throwing another one of your tantrums and just accept your defeat.
Fine, you're right. There's no point in dragging out the relationship if what you say is true. And Navi really has chosen you over me. Why would I want to stay with him? I know better than that. But what about my dad?
What about your dad? We've already gone over this.
I mean, do you think my dad will let you go that easily? He cheats, gambles, and drinks like a fish. He's basically a self-made wannabe godfather. You think when he hears how you cheated on him with his daughter's boyfriend and got pregnant with his child, he'll say, okay, bye? My dad legit has connections to some of the most notorious thugs in the area.
That's not something I'm worried about. There's nothing throwing a bit of money can't fix. Especially your dad. He loves money.
And you have the means to pay him off?
Of course not at the moment, but once Navi and I are officially married, his family fortune will be as good as mine. I will be Mrs. Gupta, wife to the richest man in the thriving town of Greenville. And until then, I can always get out a loan or something. I have relatives who might be able to help me out. All I need from you and your dad is to just disappear from my life so I can finally start living my dream.
As you wish, Andrea. Good luck.
You little hussy. You've ruined my life. This is all your fault.
What the what?
You knew all along that Navi's family didn't have diddly squat, let alone multiple Subway restaurants. You've known all along he was lying. You set me up and watched me burn, didn't you, you little slut? How could you do this to me? After all I've done for you. Trying to be a good stepmother. You set me up! Navi is no university-educated man. Far from it. He barely graduated from a community college to look after his recluse brother. Because his poor parents are living off food stamps and clothing donations. Navi had to take care of his brother by managing 2 Subway restaurants. Not because they owned the franchise. Are you happy now? Are you happy now that you've ruined my life?
Why are you barking at me? I don't remember forcing you to go after my boyfriend. In fact, I don't remember even introducing you to him. You assumed he was young and rich, probably confusing him with the other Guptas, which is super racist, by the way. You went after him. You tricked him, seduced him. That was all you, Andrea. When you brought him up last time, I was gonna break up with him because I'd found out about his juvenile record for assault. So I was just biding my time, looking for the safest, most natural way to end things with him so he wouldn't get violent on me. And then, like a miracle, you came along and snatched him up and made all my problems go away. I guess I owe you a thank you card. Sucks for you, though. What can you do? Why don't you just get a divorce and move on like you always do?
Shut your trap. The baby's due any day now, and Navi and I have already signed our marriage papers. Do you think divorce is easy? And if you thought your father wouldn't let me go easy, Navi's gonna be 10 times worse. I am 9 months pregnant, working as a cashier as we speak because Navi demanded I meet my income quota. My God, in this day and age, who says things like that? But I'm terrified of what he might do to me or to this baby if I don't do what he says.
Well, look on the bright side. It sounds like he hasn't hit you. Yet. That's a good start, right? He does care about you and your unborn child after all. Oh.
He's already telling me I can only stay home for 2 weeks with the baby after he's born. Then I have to go back to work. What the hell am I supposed to do now? What do I do about this?
You're asking me this? Why? I don't know what you should do with your life.
Take him back. You're much younger and perkier. Seduce him and tell him you want him back.
Nah. That was a pretty good joke, though. Bravo. I'm getting married soon, actually. I went to a class reunion a few months ago and met this guy who I've had the biggest crush on in 7th grade. His name is Adam, and apparently he's this super hotshot lawyer now at some firm downtown. He's still so gorgeous, I almost peed my pants. Do you want to see a picture? Anyway, we got to talking and one thing led to another. You know the rest. His parents were both very renowned professors or something, and they're already retired, traveling the world together. They bought Adam and me a cute little house by the river, so we were already living together. Like hell, I'm gonna take Navi back.
That's just not fair. Why? Why are you so happy all the time while I'm so miserable? Why can't I ever have what you seem to have so easily?
You ruined my mom's marriage. You made a single mother out of her and took away her other daughter. And then you cheated on my dad with your stepdaughter's boyfriend. What god would ever reward you for that? The nerve to even ask that like you can't understand it? Please let this be a final lesson to you and start really caring for your baby once it's born. For the baby's sake, please?
Oh, don't lecture me. You need to give me back the money I paid your dad when I left him.
Say what now? Why would I do that?
Because you owe me. If it weren't for me, you would never have met this Adam guy. You said so yourself. So as a token of appreciation, you should give me that money back.
I mean, I am grateful to you. You've been like a garbage pickup officer, cleaning the trash that was on track to mess up my life.
So give me back my money. Part of the reason I have to work so much is so I can pay back the bank the money I took out to give your dad. Now that there are no rich parents whose fortune I can claim as my own, I need to go earn the money back, working 12-hour shifts. And it's all your fault.
Again, I did not force you to do anything. Nothing was my fault except maybe... No, I can't think of a single thing. Nothing was my fault. You brought this on yourself, Andrea. You should deal with it. Goodbye! Andrea still had the nerve to call me up after a few months to ask for money yet again. This time she tried to use her newborn as bait, saying that she needed to buy a stroller, a crib, and lots of bibs. I told her I had nothing to give her and that she needs to stop calling me. She had broken up my once happy family, only to ruin us again some 10 years later with an even more inappropriate extramarital relationship. It is my opinion that she needs to accept the consequences of her own actions and face them head on for once. Maybe she'll have a moment of deep self-reflection and change for the better. As for me, I'm a newlywed living in complete bliss at the moment. Adam and I did rush a little bit to get married, so soon after our reunion, but sometimes when you know, you know. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe for more.